All right, guys. So I know it's been a while. I haven't posted a mock draft in a long time. I was going to do one every week. I like to do live streams every week, and it just didn't work with work and everything. So I am back though for at least one video doing a mock draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've done a lot of Steelers content today, lots of short videos, little snippets and stuff. But I want to do a mock draft for Pittsburgh just to take into account some of the moves they made today, signing Mason Cole, bringing back Okorafor, getting Mitchell Trubisky. I just want to kind of run through mock draft with those changes in mind and see if it alters anything. It might not, but I want to just run through it. We're going to do a 7-round mock draft using the Draft Network's mock draft machine. I'm obviously a big fan of the Draft Network and of these guys. Talked with a handful of them before online. They're really cool. So let's see. Let's just get this started real quick. I gotta move my camera out of the way so I can actually see this. I do have a premium subscription here, so they will show potential trades, scenarios. You will get trade offers. You can pause the draft and create your own trade deal offers. I won't make any trades today. I will potentially select the trades from someone else sends me, like this one here. I might take it, but I'm not going to be creating any kind of trades by myself. But again, that's a premium subscription to get access to that. And Malik Willis is on the board. I think in real life, Pittsburgh might actually take this. Pittsburgh seems pretty enamored with him or with Kenny Pickett and the idea of bringing in a rookie quarterback. Even if you sign Trubisky, I don't know how much money they paid him. If they paid him upwards of $10 million a year, I have to think you probably aren't going to draft a QB. But if you paid him less than that, there's still probably a good chance you're going to draft a quarterback. Unfortunately, I wouldn't do that in this class. Instead, looking at the offensive line, my guy, the guy I'm pounding the table for now, Zion Johnson's on the board. He played early left tackle in Boston College for a full year. He's played guard at a high level. He's learning to play center. I wouldn't play him at center after the Kendrick Green mishap last year, where Green spent most of his collegiate career at guard and then transitioned to center. I wouldn't play Zion Johnson at center. I'd play him at guard. But Kendrick Green's probably going to play at guard this year because we got Mason Cole to play center. We got Dotson playing the other guard spot. Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle and Okorafor at right tackle. I guess you could make the argument the offensive line's solidified. I wouldn't. I would say you try to upgrade that offensive line as much as possible. And frankly, there's no tackle I like at the spot. I'm still going to take Zion Johnson. I don't care. Zion Johnson can beat someone out, anyone out, for guard, for tackle, for center. I don't care. I want that offensive line fixed as soon as possible so we can actually bring in a rookie quarterback. Zion Johnson's the pick at 20th overall. And again, doesn't make a lot of sense? No, considering Pittsburgh's kind of solidified their offensive line now. But I just can't look at that unit and take it seriously going next year. I can't. And they do offer quite a few trades, so I have to exit out of those real quick and see if I can keep this video under 10 minutes. We've already been going for 2 or 3 minutes already, probably. All right, pick 52. What's on the board? And I could have waited for the guard. I could have got Jamari's salary at 55, and it probably would have been just as good a value. Okay, so slight mishap on my part. Daniel Falele is on the board, though. That's intriguing. I'm not a huge Falele fan. I'd rather have Abraham Lucas or Rasheed Walker, frankly. I'm kind of tempted to take him here, but I'll try to wait and maybe get them in the 3rd round. I think Falele, while an amazing specimen, is not – I don't see it translating to the NFL the way some people expect it will or hope it will. About corner. Roger McCreary and Darren Kendrick and Margot. So McCreary has a smaller arm. Like he's going to be viewed mostly as a slot corner. I've said before, I still like Cameron Sutton to play slot. I like him better as a slot option than an outside option. Pittsburgh seems determined to keep him outside. I think McCreary can play outside. I know the arm length is disturbing. I know he didn't run very fast, but I'm telling you from watching what I saw against SEC-level competition, I think he can play outside. And even if he doesn't end up playing outside, I think he's still going to be a tremendous defensive back in the NFL. So Roger McCreary to me is a good selection here, and it frees you up to take another offensive line and maybe a tackle in the 3rd round. But let me just look around real quick. There are other really good players out there, I'll admit it, especially probably at linebacker and safety, but yeah, Jalen Petrie could play slot as well. But I'm going to take Roger McCreary for now. And look at Darian Ketchuk went with next pick, and right after him, our Goodrich went. So corner's going to go off the board. This is the right time to take a corner. And Abraham Lucas just went off the board. I just saw that. I was really hoping he would fall here a few more picks. Can I still get Rasheed Walker? He went off one. He went one pick before I went. He went 83rd. Oh, man. That was not what I was looking for. Okay. All right. This is about the time where I usually just reset the game or reset the home mock draft and start over. Quarterback Carson Strong on the board round 3 is actually probably really good value. But it will fit into the same trend Pittsburgh always does of taking a quarterback like a Landry Jones or a Mason Rudolph or a Josh Dobbs, somewhere between rounds 3 and round 5, and they never amount to anything. That would be Carson Strong this year, essentially for Pittsburgh. That's exactly what it would be. And it really would hurt with Drake Jackson, Nick Bonito on the board, who are both really good edge rushers. Najee Sanders is there as well. I might take him as a steal later. Oh. Neil Chanel. I don't love Chanel as this 3-4 inside linebacker. I don't. But at the same time, he is so physically dominant. It's ridiculous what this guy can do. Coverage would be an issue, but at least he wouldn't be like Devin Bush and getting blown away in the running game. So that's a really attractive option. Carson Strong from the value selection is probably the right pick. I'm not going to take Carson Strong. I just won't do it because I've seen this movie play out before. I'm not interested in doing it again. Jalen Tolbert is also a really good pick here. So my options at this point that I would consider Jalen Tolbert being one of them. Jalen Tolbert, Carson Strong, Drake Jackson, Leo Chenal, and probably Troy Anderson, Hannington, Dola, Quay Walker. All those guys are on the board, in my opinion. This is tough. It's going to be one of the linebackers for me because I think the linebacker has become too big of an issue to overlook anymore at this point. Walker, I mean, none of them are going to be projected 3-4s, I guarantee it. But, yeah, I'm still going to take Chanel. Or Chanel. I think Chanel is actually how you pronounce his last name. But just a freakish athlete. You have to see the strength, and he's able to – the strength he displays on the bench, but also in game is fantastic. He's going to be, at the minimum, an excellent run defender. At best, you'll be able to blitz him, use him in some scenarios on the outside a little bit, and he'll be a fairly well-rounded linebacker. Maybe a little bit more on the downside in terms of pass coverage, but upside against the running game, which is just something Pittsburgh needs. At the very least, you need a thumper in the running game, and Chanel can be that. All right, now I'm guessing Carson Strong's gone by now. Yep. So let's not worry about quarterback anymore. That's completely done. Max Mitchell is going to be tumbling down the draft boards. He had a very bad Senior Bowl and very bad combine process, so he's not going to be viewed very highly, although I think getting him might not be the worst idea. Sanders won already. Where did he go in this whole process? Whatever. Najee Sanders went off the board. That's all that matters because that's someone I was targeting as or I was just hoping would follow me. No luck there. What corners do we have again? Just to make sure I can Cameron Sutton. I don't know about James Pierre. We just got back. No, we got Maul back. Whatever. Hayden's gone. Justin Lane's never amounted to anything. We have some free agents we need to get back for cornerback too. So we do have some issues in trade agency that we need to handle for the cornerback spot. I mean, I think we could. I think, though, Kobe Bryant being on the board there, I know we already hit corner once, but look, I mean, this is a class – I'm being serious when I say this. This is a class where edge rusher and corner are so good, if you need one of those guys, you hit the position twice. All right? You have to be willing to do that in this class. And Kim Jurgens from – no, Jurgens is probably the right pronunciation – from Nebraska, had an awesome pre-combine process. He's a center from Nebraska. And I mean, I've already picked interior offensive lineman, though. This is so bad. I've messed this up so bad. I absolutely botched this whole thing. Okay. All right. How are we going to make this up? We're going to take Kobe Bryant. We're just going to write this mock draft off as being ruined. I've ruined it. And then 4 tackles. So tackle was the right move probably there. Okay. Well, we can write this draft off as me having ruined it. This is not my ideal draft at all. But I do think the defensive backfield needs to be a huge focus. Linebacker, you need to get one linebacker. With the offensive line you put in place, it's not going to be good. You need to invest some high-level draft picks in the offensive line to at least provide competition for the guys going into camp right now on your offensive line, because it's not a very talented group, frankly. The secondary, specifically, corner, is going to be a problem. So corner needs a lot of help because we have a couple of free agents there. I think Witherspoon and Hayden. We're not going to bring Hayden back. So with Joe Hayden off the board, we're going to need to focus on corner. Probably get one guy at least. I wouldn't mind getting two. And I really wouldn't mind trying to find another outside linebacker to compete, just to add some depth there. We saw what happened when Melvin Ingram left. It was really nice having him around for a while, and then he didn't want to be here anymore. He left and kind of put us in a hole a little bit. Here, yeah. No point really going with tackle. Logan Bruss would be a really good guard. I know there's some people who are really high on him to play guard and play guard well. So I think that could be a valuable pickup here if I drafted a guard. Like I said, I admit I have messed this one up royally. Michael Clemens, he's going to be viewed as like a 4-3 defensive end, so that doesn't make sense. Barno could be an outside linebacker. Moon could be an outside linebacker. So could Christopher Allen. Those guys could all fit our scheme. But I don't know. I mean, seventh round. Seventh round really doesn't matter. You can pick whoever you want. Pick someone you think has a high ceiling and just roll with it. Oh. Well, that's really easy. Yeah. TDN has not updated their board yet after the combine. I don't believe entirely. So they're still going through the process. So everything's not solidified yet for them. But I think guys like Zion McCollum, Tariq Castro-Fields, after the combine, guys like Zion McCollum, Tariq Castro-Fields, even Neil Farrell Jr., who probably fell a little bit, but he won't fall that far. Logan Bruss will probably jump up, and Luke Fortner, the center from Kentucky, who I'm going to trade right now. He's not going to fall that far either. So you're going to have those guys who are just going to fall in these mock drafts while they're still updating the machine. But for now, it's just so simple to take someone like that because he's going to probably be a early fourth, if not late third round pick, Fortner. So I'm just going to do that to span the offensive line, the interior offensive line specifically. Did McCollum go yet? Yeah. I mean, this is never going to happen. McCollum's going to go in the fourth round. He was incredible at the combine. His agilities are off the charts, all 90th percentile or higher. So that's never going to happen, which I feel kind of cheesy for taking it, but I needed the boost for this mock draft because I messed up the first couple of rounds. So you can see here, in my mock draft, as I said, I screwed this one up pretty royally, but I don't regret going for an offensive lineman in the first round. I still think, despite the fact Pittsburgh might have their offensive line in place for this year, they should still go for the offensive line in the first round. I would still be willing to do that, especially for a player as versatile as Zion Johnson. Roger McCreary falling to 52 is just a value pickup. Again, he might only be a slot in the NFL, but even if he is, he's going to be one of the best slots in the league. Losing Mike Hilton last year was a huge mistake for Pittsburgh. It really hurt our entire secondary quite a bit. Roger McCreary is a guy who has inside-outside versatility and high upside to be just an impact defensive back, which is what we need right now. Leo Chanel, I believe says his last name. I don't like him in our scheme. I think there were a lot of our good linebackers out there who could fit well too. Channing Tindall, Quay Walker, Troy Anderson, all were available, all are good players, but Leo Chanel to me is the guy who's going to go back into the first round, top of the second round. So finding him at 84 is a really good value pickup. And I think he can adapt and play in our scheme and be the guy to stop the running game. So don't hit that pick. Kobe Bryant, after that, value corner, outside corner for sure, as opposed to McCreary, who we don't really know about, which is okay with me. So much of the game is played in sub packages anyways. The slot plays so many snaps that a second round pick for a slot corner really is not a bad decision. Kobe Bryant, you get a starting outside corner that late in the draft, it's a win. And then Luke Fortner, going to be a starting center probably by year 2 or year 3. And I'd be willing to push Mason Cole and Kendrick Green out of the starting center spots because Mason Cole really is not a lock to be a starter. or should not be a lock to be a start based on what he's done the past couple of years. He had 20 pressures allowed last year, which ranked, I think, 12th most in the NFL, and he played under 500 snaps. And everyone else who was above him, who allowed 20 or more pressures, played over 800 snaps. So it's not a lock for him to be a starter next year. And Zion McCollum is a freakishly athletic corner. And we could basically just overhaul our entire secondary through the draft alone, which would be very nice. I wouldn't mind that. Anytime you can add corners, edge rushers, tackles through the draft, those are all huge weapons. All receivers as well. All premier positions, all places you want to target often. And here we got no receivers, unfortunately, no tackles either, which I was really hoping for a tackle in the third. But we got 3 corners. And 2 of them I feel really good about starting immediately. One is Zion McCollum, I think, could be a project guy who can turn to a really good contributor by year 2 or 3. That'll be in for the mock draft. I definitely went over 10 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off right here. But thank you guys for watching. And hopefully you go check out some of the other stuff I've done. But thank you for watching, and have a good night.